So your job is to keep these aligned. We're at like 50 yards. If you had to shoot a man at this distance and your sight alignment was off, the same it was up there, you'd completely miss the cardboard. That's how this floor is shot full of holes. Your job is to move nothing. So how do you do it? You stop doing it. You stop. You're looking at me like, well, that's it. Line them up and tell yourself, I'm not moving anything but the trigger. We'll break the habit in 10 minutes. You're thinking too much. Stop thinking. Line the sights up, press the trigger without misaligning the sights. So in a moment, some of you are gonna show some goofy dips and weird shit, and we'll all laugh, haha, look how stupid he looked. I'm just kidding. It's beautiful. We're opening up awareness. All right, when that happens, I saw at least 4 of you when you missed went like this. Having a bad day. What was that? It was an excuse. Who cares? They're useless. The excuse does not fix the problem. So what we think about is just as important as what we're doing. So we're going to align the sights. Tell yourself, sights are aligned. My sights are aligned, they look good. If I get shaky, compress the gun in, fingers straight. Press it back out, sights are aligned, fingers on the trigger, slacks out. Now my brain's got to go back to sights are aligned. Are they still aligned? At the same time, all you're doing is shifting your focus from sights to trigger, straight back, straight back, straight back. You said dry fire, and dry fire's most definitely where you're going to pick up a ton of skill pressing straight back. When we're shooting today, a couple of you may have some issues where I'll have you clear the gun out in dry fire every time you miss. And you'll start to realize in about 10 or 15 minutes of doing it that it's completely mental. There's no magic trick. It's you just deciding, stop putting your finger up. All right, present your pistol in front of you, okay? Pick one of those targets, nice and smooth, even trigger presses. Nice and... Finger off the trigger, Matt, when you're working that slide. Oh, you feel it? Forget to slap that mag. Oh. Sorry. Watch that muzzle this way. Not you. Now what?
Drop the mag and reload.
So drop a mag, feed a new one right in. Feed one right in. So what's the difference between when we load, when we're starting, versus load like this? I'm gonna do an administrative load. Seat lock, tug, cycle and press check, thumb check and holster. That's an admin load. Versus, I've got to go quickly. I'm not going to waste the time to go through that process. So admin load, administrative function versus dealing with duress, dealing with the exigency of the circumstance. So you're all reloaded. What are we doing? We're trying to get a system that will give us the desired outcome. That desired outcome is I can hit whatever I need hitting, right? So master grip. Lock the slide to the rear. Look how I'm holding the mag. I'm not just holding it any old way. I've got a specific reason I'm holding it that way. So I use this Neo mag in carry, and look how that mag comes out of my pocket. If you got it on the hip, it's going to work the same way. And these are dummies. Why am I doing this? Well, it's biomechanically, it's giving me a really efficient way of just running my index finger to that pinky finger, right? So from that administrative load, administrative, not running down the street in a fight, seat lock, tug. Seat lock, tug. You can say that to yourself. Seat, it's locked, give it a tug. How many of you have ever done this where you've gone to shoot and it's fallen out? None of you are telling the truth then, because we've all done it. This process right here, we're ingraining that motion where you feel it click. That tug, you're not going to do that tug as you're out having a running gun battle in your neighborhood. But you have ingrained this. If I have all the time in the world, why would I not check? Just like if I can pull over at a rest stop, I can walk around my truck and kick the tires. I don't have to, but if I can, why wouldn't I? Now I'm going to forcefully cycle the action, or maybe you'll work the slide lock. Or his question a moment ago, does it matter if I grab it this way or this way? Depends. Some people get more grip pressure like that than like that. But then what happens if I had to cycle the slide off my belt because this hand's now out? So it depends. So with this gun, I've got an exposed hammer. I've seated, I've locked and tugged. I've forcefully cycled the action. What do I want to do next? I'm going to press check and make sure there's something in there. Oh, but my gun's got a loaded chamber indicator. I want to see it. Now with this gun, I'm going to decock, thumb check, and holster. If I was shooting a gun that was prone to not go into battery, like a 320 or this little SIG or a Glock, or it was really dirty, I would make a fist and just tap the slide, tap. And then I'd thumb check and holster. So this is how I'm going to teach you guys to holster your gun. Bring your thumb on the back of the slide and use that. It does a couple things. One, it breaks the master grip. So from here, we're not shooting. Our brain knows shooting over, holster time, right? So where he's now grabbing, that's a really convenient way to draw that gun. Like this little gun, for me to get my thumb behind this, I got to dig my thumb in. Where I can very easily, if I go like this, it's easier to see, I can make like a claw and just drop it on the gun. See that? And then when the gun comes up, my thumb slides behind it. See that? So I just here, up, and I can draw. When I go to reholster, thumb check, and safely holster. Make sense?
When you're doing that reload, are you watching your threat, or are you
Depends. So this gun's gone out of battery, right? I've shot, the slide lock back. Shit, I'm out of bullets. I don't have the right mag on me, but that's all I'm gonna do. So the question of watching, that's one of those training isms, another one of those dogmatic ideas that has become popularized because people fixate on something. Tell you what, if I'm shooting at you and all you have is a gun to shoot back at me, what's more important? You seeing my bullets as they fly towards you, or you using your vision to get your gun loaded? What's more important?
I say get my gun loaded.
Yeah, I mean, because now you're just a target. Oh, look, I'm looking.
Yeah. Wasting time.
Tactical as though. Yeah, just see it in. And to be honest, we're going to work reloads a little bit. Statistically speaking, a guy named Claude Warner, everybody know who Claude is? If not, look him up. They call him the technical professor. Claude, we recently did a podcast with him. They call him the technical professor for a reason. One, he was a Green Beret. Two, he's literally a genius. He's compiled the largest database of civilian shootings. When I say compiled it, it's not just Craig shot somebody, they died. It's on this day, this happened, this was the weather, here was the context of the struggle, here's the gun that the person was using, here's the outcome of the event, with all kinds of data that we can use to glean information and make decisions on. Of over 5,000 instances, I think he said 2, he's got a reload being performed in a civilian type shooting. What wins gunfights is rapidly applied rounds into targets. The caliber discussion it's been moot for years with modern ammunition. What wins is me hastily putting bullets into your body and breaking up tissue and shutting down your nervous system. That's what wins. Not how fast I can reload. If I have to reload really quick, it means I probably missed really quick. You dig?
Yeah.
And we'll talk more about that. What I'm concerned about is this system of, because it kind of says a lot about what we're doing as a whole. From this administrative load, I'm going to do it again. So for me, I'm going to lock the slide to the rear. This is leaving your house when we leave this range and you load duty ammo back up, right? It's a good time to, my sights didn't come loose. There's not any parts falling off. You shoot 500-600 rounds, parts start to come loose. So I'm just doing a quick tire check. Everything looks good. Seat lock, tug, cycle, press check, press check, press check, press check. You do whatever you want. What I prefer is have it close to the body until you develop the muscle memory that you don't do this. Oh, now you're starting the whole process over. A lot of friends that are real world gunfighters, Green Berets, Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, but even that doesn't make those guys gunfighters. These guys are the badasses. One of them, who's one of our good friends, I'll tell you his name later off camera, but he teaches, and his course is very basic. You do ready up drills with the rifle, mount the rifle, shoot, mount the rifle, shoot, and people go, that's boring. He's supposed to come from the best that the Army has, like the D word, the best that they have. You know why he does that? Because that's how you win gunfights. You mount the rifle and shoot. And you ask a guy like that, hey, do you ever press check your weapon? Yeah, about 100 times a day. Well, what, the best the Army has doesn't know the condition of his weapon? Shit changes, things bounce around, you know. It's actually quite moronic to have that notion of we don't check. Caveat, I'm not just going to go to the bathroom, pull my gun out and see if it's still loaded. I know if it's loaded. This is the reason for this process. Seat lock, tug, cycle, press check. Just give a little tap, tap if need be. Decock for me, thumb check, and holster. Why would I do that? Because now I've created a system where I know when I put that gun away, that's where it goes. Lost my keys the other day. I put them in the same spot. I have a system. I didn't follow the system, and I ended up wasting 4 hours tearing my house apart because I didn't follow the system. The system is giving us I want to use the word safety. I know when I draw this, it will go off, provided the gun's not broken and the ammunition works, because my system supports that. Unloading, same thing. Remove the source of ammunition. Cycle, and if you need to cycle a few times, do it. I watched it fall out, thus I'm not going to cycle the gun again. Context. I can look away, and I can look back. Why would I do that? You ever drive home and then realize, I don't remember driving home. I sang a Rolling Stones song, thought about dinner, and I don't remember what traffic was like or anything. Your brain is a powerful tool, and it says, Bob, I got you. You can relax, jam to the Stones, I'll get you home. That's scary. And this is how people shoot themselves. This is how there's a famous story of a police chief carried in 1911, hammer forward, empty chamber for years. So mag, just like this, mag in, hammer forward. This is how he carried it. Whatever, that's his prerogative. I don't give a shit. One day he had to dispatch a deer. So he racked the slide, shot the deer, safety on, holster, as the 1911 should be carried, but that's how he carried it. Every day this dude went home from work to his home office for 30 years. Would remove the source of ammunition, put it on the table, and dry fire. That day, he removed the source of ammunition, clicked the safety off, and started his dry fire process while he was making phone calls. Mas Ayub is who I heard this story from years ago. As he pressed that trigger, the gun did what it was designed to do, and it sent a .45 slug through the wall into the neck of his wife, who was in the room on the other side. Done. Killed his wife. From a minute lapse of judgment. So redundancies, this is why I use the FAA analogy. They have so many redundancies, right? Where's my airplane guy? Fasteners in an airplane, right? What do they do to them? You have containers on them, right? Yeah. I mean, it's like redundancy. There's a bolt, and they put a safety tab that locks the bolt in so that the bolt can't come up. Like, you have to cut the safety wire off to even loosen the bolt. And if that's not there, then somebody knows something's remove the source of ammunition. Cycle, 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 lock the slide to the rear if needed. Visually or physically inspect the chamber. I watched it fall out. I can put it away, right? If I hand you a gun, it's like this. These are systems. There we go. Feel. How much you squeezing? Not a lot. Get it. Get your slack out. Aim right for the middle of it. There you go. There you go. I'd like to see this in that hand. See the difference there? Reload. Listen up. So this kind of stuff, how you manipulate the weapon, how you control it, dominate it. Dominate it. Treat it like you're driving your dad's car and you're 16, but control it. By beat, but I'm saying that you got to slap and rack that thing. Yeah, I can't. I can't. It won't come out. It won't come out. Grab it and rip it. When I say dominate it, I don't mean abuse it. I'm saying dominate it as in I'm going to impose my will on you if you're trying to hurt me. This tool's not going to be the one to do it. I am, and that's just part of how I'm going to impose my will on you. So I have that attitude. I'm going to dominate this gun and drive you into the dirt. Yes?
Bitch, I own it.
I don't know why you had to take it to that place. Let's grab those dummies. You guys still have some ammo on you?
Yeah.
So just throw the dummies in your pocket. I'm going to throw up new printer paper. Paste any, there's another dummy right there. We're going to paste any misses off the paper. Any misses that are off the paper. Can you hear me? Yes. So you notice just with a little bit of change in focus, some of your groups went from a foot to an inch, right? Yes. Did any of you notice that that's better than you normally shoot? Yes. And so what would you attribute that to? I would love to say it was my excellent instruction, but that would be a lie. What it's attributed to is that you've changed what you're paying attention to. You're no longer myopic, focusing on whether or not you're missing. You're allowing yourself to take in the information that you need to. Sights, trigger, etc. Does that make sense? Yeah. Did one of you guys pick up my mag? No, I see it here. Watch me, not the target. So we'll say 2 and 1 again. I can get that gun up. Take a little bit more time, but do I need to take that much time?